smells a little bit of yeast, and there's some fruitiness. Welcome to Whisky.com, where fine spirits meet. My name is Lyni, Horst Lyni. I'm the master taster of Whisky.com, and today we have a very special distillate here on my cask. It's no whiskey, it's a raw whiskey. It's a Mackmyra from Sweden, and it's called Vit Hund. Hund means dog, and Vit means white. So here you see the white dog. And if you live in the US and are familiar with bourbon whiskey production, then you know that the white dog is the raw whiskey in America, in the US in particular. And the Vit Hund is the raw whiskey from Sweden, from the Mackmyra distillery in the north of Stockholm. And this one has an ABV of 46.1%. And it's just half a liter in this bottle. And for digestive or mixing in a drink, this is intended. Put the brown bag here. This is American brown bag for alcoholic beverages. This whiskey is not white. It's colorless. My shirt is white. This one is colorless. Very important. It's very often used in the wrong way. So there's a white rum and a brown rum or a dark rum. And the white rum is colorless as well. And where does the color come from? Well, it comes from the cask where the spirit matures. And most of the taste of whiskey comes from the cask. So people say, well, 2/3 of the aroma of whiskey is derived from the cask. Well, there are some whiskeys looking like white wine. There the cask influence is less, but the darker the whiskey gets, the more cask influence is. So this has non-cask influence. And it said, well, with this whiskey or with this raw distillate, with this white dog, you're able to taste the individual, the raw character of the distillery. Well, there is another bottle here. It's also a new spirit, but this is slightly yellow. So why isn't it colorless? How have they distilled this liquid so that it's not completely white? I don't know. This one has 71.3% ABV, and I use it for cleaning my shaver. So fat, which rests in your shaver, is soluble with alcohol, so perfect cleaning. And this 71.3% ABV, you aren't allowed to ship this whiskey or this spirit without special precautions, because it counts as an highly inflammable liquid, and the typical normal whiskey not. So this is this. And here we have a plastic cork with a metal cap on top. It's heavy, but it's plastic. If you visited a whiskey distillery in Scotland already, and you come into the working still house, then there is an odor in the air. It smells in a very special way, and this smell from the working distillery is in this glass. There is a a remembrance of yeast in this. There can't be yeast in because it's distilled, but it smells a little bit of yeast. And there's some fruitiness, not the fruitiness you have by the distillation of fruits, really, but there is some hidden fruitiness in it. Citrus, grapefruit, something like this. Not very prominent. I can't really tell. And it's very one-dimensional. No complex character. It burns. 46.1% ABV. A typical single malt whiskey with 46% ABV. Far more smoother than this one because it rested and matured in a cask, and all those strong aromas convert into, well, more mature aromas, and this one is strong and aggressive on your tongue. And there is this metallic youthness which covers the top of your mouth. Yeah, really young and no age. 0 days. Directly from the still into the bottle, not the cask, the bottle directly. In the nose, it's quite friendly, it's familiar. It's those remembrance, those feelings you have in a working stillhouse, wonderful surrounding. Yes. But when it comes on your tongue, ooh, horrible. So, whenever you're interested in tasting a white dog, the Vit Hund is quite, well, it also stands for Scottish white dog or new make or raw whiskey or whatever we would call this liquid. So, it's quite typical. Thank you for watching. There's more to come. Please stay tuned and feel free to share this video with your friends.